Good evening, welcome to Making the Shift Live with me, Dave Cottam. So tonight what we're going to be talking about is the new you and bringing about the new you. Sorry if you just heard the baby screaming in the background, she just decided to start shouting. So basically, guys, covering today after our Design Your Lifestyle event this weekend over here in Perth, Western Australia. Lots of amazing content, some great people in the room for the workshop, and really what we found out is as we always know, there's such amazing shifts that we can make just by focusing our time for even a small amount of time on ourselves, on our lives, and where we want to go. You know, far too commonly I feel that we kind of are passengers in our life that we're not necessarily paying the full attention to what it is that we want, that we're not really focusing on the road ahead, we're not thinking where it is that we're going, and I guess a big problem is not looking at what's going on around us and figuring out where we are and what it is that we don't like, what it is that isn't working. Okay, so basically looking at the new you. What we want to start to do is start to think about what it is that are the current challenges to you at the moment. You know, the simplest things, the smallest actions commonly can be the ones that bring the biggest difference. You know, and the hardest challenges quite commonly are relatively simple to get over. All it takes is a little bit of habit, you know, a little bit of focus, a bit of concentration, and forming the habits that will allow you to move from wherever you are now over time to where it is that you want to be. Hang on, let me just bring my stream up so that I can see your comments. Guys, for those of you that are watching, if you could just bang a comment in, say hello, let me know that you're watching. You know, if you've got someone that you want to bring on this, hit in a comment, tag them in it, let them know they need to jump onto this. We're here every single week. I'm just bringing up the comments now because I just can't see them at the moment. So yeah, basically looking at where we were through the weekend, again, such massive shifts for people, and all we've started with is some pretty simple things to start to move you from where you are to where you want to be. Okay, goal setting was one of the topics that we covered over the weekend. Now, we talk about goal setting quite regularly here on these calls, but I really want everyone to start to think about what it is that you want from life, and have you actually written those goals down? I know a lot of the people over the weekend with us took notes. We did quite in-depth goal setting. We spent a couple of hours on it, and yet even then we still didn't really get to the point where people had fully covered everything that they wanted. You know, so the thing that I really encourage anyone to do is to actually lock away some decent time to spend writing your goals. If you've got a vision board, you may or may not have a vision board. You know, really important to get something like that, even if it's like a notice board. Where I've got one next to me here. It's got various goals pinned on it, you know, bits of notes where we've made goals that we want to achieve or things that you want to do. You know, and to get them down so that they're visible to you every single day. You know, because all of these changes that we want to make, it's so commonly just a case of bringing them to the forefront of your mind and ensuring that you're thinking about them every single day. You know, it's quite commonly the fact that we go about our day-to-day lives. You know, life is busy, we're all very busy, and what we're not doing is really focusing on what it is that's making us happy, not focusing on the things that actually bring us into happiness. There we go, comments coming up now finally. Give me 1 second. There you go, perfect, got you. Okay, so we find commonly, a lot of us want the better life, okay? But quite commonly, we're not willing to put the work in order to allow us to get there. So what we found over the weekend is that a lot of people had looked at where they were in life and actually realized the steps that they've been making over the previous years haven't been allowing them to take steps in that direction. It literally just comes down to priorities. You know, all too commonly with the people that we find that are not necessarily always our clients, but a lot of the people that we work with, is that people are looking for the easy route. You know, a lot of the people who come through and are actually who are looking at coaching or have been looking at an online business or weighing up their options, quite commonly when we have the conversation, say, if you want an online business, you're probably looking at a couple of years in order to turn it from a hobby into a full-time income. You know, and a lot of people there go, oh, that's way too long. But in reality, if somebody was going to change from one career, from one specialism into another in the traditional sense, how long would that take to go back to uni, to get yourself a job, to work your way up? You know, that for people would take years. You know, and commonly in the work from home business, people think that they're gonna, you know, go into being well paid, a full-time job, earning thousands of dollars in weeks or months. You know, and it's exactly the same with anything in our lives. You know, if you want a good body, you know, your body isn't made in a month. You know, I've been back working out at the gym for a couple of months now. You know, I've had a bit of a rest for a while because I've had a herniated disc in my back. That's given me a couple of years where I've actually not really been able to work out too much. And I've been back solidly for the last couple of months. Yes, I've noticed some difference, but in reality, it feels like it's hardly anything when I look at myself. You know, I've been working hard, and yet it seems like the results aren't massive. You know, because anything that's good just takes time. You know, we've got to be willing to work from it. You know, if we want more from life, we need to grow. You know, growth is what life is all about, but growth requires change. It's so important. You know, in order to grow, we need to change. You know, and commonly change can be quite painful for us. You know, when we think about things that we need to do in order to step ourselves forward, maybe relationships that we have to sever, maybe the hours that we've got to put into self-study, into the gym, whatever it be. When we start to think about these things, we can quite commonly look forward and be like, I'm not willing to put that amount of time in, which is absolutely fine. You know, if you look and actually admit to yourself that you're not willing to put that time in, then that's absolutely fine. You know, at least in that instance, you can be happy to just admit that you're happy where you are. However, you know, if it is something that you want, if you do want to move your life forward, you know, we've got to make that commitment to ourselves that we will go through the pain. You know, they talk about it with kids, growing pains. And with any of us, if we want to make changes in our life, we've got to go through that pain. Believe me, like, the pain is real. You know, our business is successful. However, with every single bit of growth, there comes new challenges. And every time that we introduce a greater number of people to our platform or our training, that comes with new challenges. Things break, it costs more money. We need more, you know, we need extra staffing. We need to put more hours in. You know, we have to grow. You know, for a lot of people, the pressure that can put you under in order to grow, you know, for either A, it isn't worth it, or B, you know, it breaks a lot of people. It's really important to know that, you know, what is it that's going to be required in order for you to get from where you are to where you're going to go, and are you willing to put that pain in? And it's so common, you know, that people just aren't willing to do that, you know, because anything that's worthwhile, it requires sacrifice. It requires setbacks. It requires disappointment. You know, it requires cost. You know, it requires a lot of time, a lot of energy. The weekends that you have to give up, the evenings that you have to give up. You know, quite commonly when people are talking to us about business, you know, people will say, how long will it take? How long does it take? How much time do I need? You know, and realistically, you could potentially build a business with half an hour a day. You know, but in reality, you know, when I built my business, when Martin and I first started, you know, I was putting in 3-4 hours a day. You know, I was working all weekend. And we still put in long hours. You know, we still put time in at weekends. Why? Because we've got a legacy to build. We're growing something that's far bigger than just earning a salary, far bigger than just having a job. You know, with a vision to change the lives of millions of people. That's a lot of effort and a lot of work to put into there, because it doesn't just happen overnight. You know, if you're in a networking business or something like that, you know, a lot of the people who watch these are in networking. You know, in order to actually be in the situation where you can be earning, you know, the big residual incomes that people are looking for, you know, you need thousands and thousands of people in an organization in order to do that. You know, and the time that takes, is large. You know, so I say to anyone to ask themselves, you know, are you willing to put that time in to live the kind of life that other people want? So guys, as you're coming on here, please do just flick us a comment, say, hey Dave, let me know that you're watching. Let me just come and have a look at some of the comments so far. What have we got here? So we've got Tyler on board. Hey Tyler, hey Lisa, hey Adriana, hey Fleur, hey Keisha. Yeah, Lisa just said goal setting so important. Carolyn was with us at the weekend doing goal setting. Hey Balaj over in Hungary. Hey Lee in the UK. And Fleur, hey, great to speak to you. She asked, can we send a video on goal setting? Yeah, we'll get a goal setting thing over to you, Fleur. Absolutely. So really important, guys. Do say hello as you're jumping on. If you've just jumped on, if you're watching the replay, type replay. If there's somebody that you feel needs to see this, please do tag them in it. You're really important. Yeah, and Tracy just said she's loving this. It's the real world. Yeah, absolutely. You know, the time that's required in order to build anything, you know, especially one of the big organizations or a big traditional business, you know, a lot of people working in small businesses that they're building from home, you know, so important to be willing to put that time in. You know, it's the time that I feel a lot of people not willing to actually put in. You know, people call up and quite commonly, I've had a number of people call and ask, and they'll say, oh, is it free? Is what you do free? And obviously, how could people run a business if they did things for free? So we've got to be willing to not only put our time in, but also to invest our money. Now, and this isn't necessarily about working with me or anybody else, but really important that we see every single penny that we invest into ourselves as an investment. You know, that we aren't spending money, you're buying knowledge. You know, every single week, every single month, I'm investing in myself. And I'd implore anybody, all of you watching, to do that yourself, whether that's reading books, whether that's attending trainings, whether it's going on webinars, you know, to invest in yourself, because it's the knowledge that brings you the growth. Now, every single time that you read something new, every single time you read a new book, every single time you listen to a training, you listen to it through new ears. And commonly the great books, you know, there's the Jim Rohn audios. I've read Think and Grow Rich a number of times, The Miracle Morning a number of times. These kind of books that every single time you listen to them, you grow. You know, and that simple way to start to bring about what it is that you want, to bring forward the new you, is in that personal growth, because it's so important to understand why to make those changes. And it's so important to have the daily habits and rituals that you need being instilled into you on a daily basis. So important to do that listening, so important to do that reading, you know, because the bigger change that you want, the more that it is that you have to grow. So important, the bigger change that you want, the more that you have to grow. And quite commonly, we've got to grow in various different areas. You know, not only do we need to usually grow within our mindset, we need to develop our skills. You know, we need to build a solid work ethic. You know, one of the common things that I'm seeing a lot within my private mentorship group is the time that people are getting up in the morning. And I think commonly now, I would actually say that I honestly think the number one thing that people face as an issue within my, you know, within our coaching, within all of our community, is actually the time that people get up in the morning. I think that's a massive indicator towards whatever it is that you're looking to achieve, and if you're going to achieve it. You know, I'm getting to the point where I truly do believe that the time that you get up affects absolutely anything, everything. and getting up in the morning and ensuring that you're hitting the day running and you're taking control of your day right from the start is, I believe, probably for most people, the most important thing that you can do. Now, whatever the time is that you would need to be up, you know, I think it's really important to start to try and do that. And to say try, there isn't really a try. It's a case of setting your alarm clock and getting up. Now one of the women in our group who's been a long running battle for her, now is at the point at which we've been doing this for a few months, like every single day, talking about the time that she gets up. And today she said that she was up at 4:30 this morning. She said, like, actually she got up at 4:45, but she was awake at 4:30. The practice and consistency over the last couple of months has got to the point now that she's just waking up. So important, I feel, that if you're going to work out, if you've got to do personal development, if you need to do meditation, if you need to do yoga, if you've got a side hustle and you need to do your social media, any of that kind of stuff, so important to do it in the morning. Get it boxed off before work. If we talk about big rocks, really commonly, the big rocks of your life, the things that are most important to you, to your business, to your personal development, to your health, whatever it is you're looking to achieve, to get those things boxed off bright and early. Attack the day and have the things that are important to you personally done before your day even begins. So can you get up and do everything that you need to do for you personally, for what you want to achieve as a goal, before you even go to work? Now, I know for some people with kids that may be a struggle, but I'd look and say, is it possible? Is it possible for you to be up at 5 a.m? Get up, do your exercise, do your meditation, do whatever it is you need to take. I used to get up at 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. to jump on webinars about digital marketing because the guys I was working with were in America. I'd be up at 3 a.m. to jump on those webinars at their time. And I basically get up at 3 and just stay up, do a couple of hours of work and then go to work afterwards. But most people wouldn't be able or willing to do that. So really important to look, and I truly do believe the time that we get up in the morning is almost the most important thing that you can do as part of your journey. Really important that it is a journey. The success that you have in life is all about the journey that you go on. And so important to actually enjoy that. Now, I absolutely 100% enjoy everything that we do. And it's so important that as you go on whatever it is that you're trying to achieve at the moment, to make sure that you're doing things that you enjoy. Especially if you're someone who's in business. So often I find that there's people that we work with or that are in various companies, they're in a direct sales or network marketing or whatever they do, and looking for freedom via an online business or via network marketing, but in the heart, I absolutely know that they're not enjoying what they're doing. They maybe don't fully resonate with the company, or they don't fully resonate with working online, or they're not, their heart isn't in the sales side, but they just really want the money. And really importantly, if you're not enjoying what it is that you're doing, you've got to look and do something else. Or whatever it is that you're doing, try and do things a different way. If you're trying to do sports and you don't like the fitness, you don't like running, you're never going to do it. If you don't like working out, you're never going to do it. So important to have a look out there at what it is you're trying to achieve and see, how is it that I can make this fun? How is it I can do this and I can make it something that's enjoyable for me? Because you want to be doing this stuff for the rest of your life. There's no shortcut. There's no such thing, I don't believe, as full retirement. I still don't know anybody in any business, even a lot of the direct sales, a lot of the internet marketers, a lot of the big network marketers. There's not many of them that actually retire. People just keep on working. Whether it's because they want to earn more money, or whether it's because they have to, or whether it's because they'd get bored, whatever it be. So important to enjoy what it is that you're doing. Exactly the same with your health and fitness. You've got to enjoy it. Because it's a lifetime commitment to this journey of success. If you've got your online business or if you've got anything else, you're going to be at it potentially forever. You know, the dream of living on the beach and not doing any work and just sitting there with a laptop, occasionally taking a selfie and you know, sipping margaritas, it's almost not real for the majority of people. So important to be doing something that you love. And if you don't feel comfortable in the business that you've got now, or in anything at life, you know, you don't feel comfortable in relationships you've got, you don't feel comfortable in the workplace, if you don't enjoy it and it doesn't resonate with your soul, it's so important to look and to change. You know, because whatever you're doing, you're going to be doing it for life. You know, I never stop working out. I'll never stop going to the gym because I enjoy being in the gym. Do I go out and run? No, I don't like running. I never liked running. Even when I was with England, I didn't like running. I like being on a bike. I like playing sports, but actually going out for runs is something I don't do very much of because I don't really enjoy it. Now in the business, I love sales. I love going to expos. I love creating content. You know, I like webinars. I like doing this stuff. I love speaking to people. I love following up. You know, none of that stuff do I dislike. I don't fear it. I enjoy it. You know, but for a lot of people, that stuff they just don't like. So really important to make that decision as to whether that's something that you're just going to push through and do. But if it's something that you realize you're avoiding because you don't like it, really important to go our way and try and figure out a method that works for you. Now, this is why, you know, we look and work online commonly, because, you know, it takes away a lot of that stuff. And but it's so important to figure out what it is that works for you. Like I say with a lot of our clients, anything that you do, whether it's your health, you know, whether it's to do with your job, whether it's your relationships and what you're going to do with your partner, to write down a list of the things that you like and that you don't like, what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do. And have that kind of grey area of stuff where you don't really mind. You know, and then you've got a list of something you can work with. You know, to find what are the things that I want to do, what are the things that I want to grow at, what are the things that I want to bring into my life, and what are the things that I'm totally not interested in, and really you can keep them away from me. You know, because then you've got something to work with, because there's absolutely no point trying to build a plan for what you want to do for your life based on what other people say that you should be doing. So what is it that you want to do, or what is it that you don't want to do? And let's build a plan from there. You know, if you've got a coach or a mentor already, or a trainer, speak with them. If you're in a business and you've got an upline, speak with them. If you've got a boss and they can help to build a development plan, you know, speak with them. You don't go, hey, I've done this analysis of what I want to do and what I don't want to do. You know, how can we build a plan for me to change my life based on this? You know, and commonly it's so important to get that feedback, to speak to someone who can help you. And this is the importance of having coaches. Like, you know, we had the event at the weekend, gives everyone the great ability for them to actually interact and work through some of their issues. And it's amazing what comes up when you work with people. So important, if you don't feel like you've got full clarity and you're lacking a bit of structure and a bit of direction, let's go and speak to somebody. Okay, because, you know, even coaches have coaches. Even I speak to someone else to get direction, a little bit of clarity. You know, everybody needs a coach. Even if you just dip in and go and have a session with someone and then go off and doing your own thing. Really important, go and figure out what it is that you're going to do. What it is that works for you. You know, and to build a team around you to ensure that you're going to get to that success. Let me just have a quick check of the comments here. Yep, so Fleur says she's on board. I got some comments on there. Lisa says there's so many miracle mornings, which would you recommend? If you're talking about the book, Lisa, the Miracle Morning for Sales People, I've got that one. 5 a.m. Club. Lisa's in the 5 a.m. Club. Now, Fleur says that she fears social media. Yeah, she procrastinates a lot. Hey, Kylie. Hey, Lisa. So good to have you on, guys. And again, anybody that you think should be on here, give them a tag. Let them know they need to get on here, and let's help. You know, let's help some more people to get some good stuff. So starting to get towards the end, guys. And again, do comment if you're watching. Flick me a little message. Say hello if you're on the replay. Just type replay. Let me know that you're on. I know I say this every week and I know most people don't, so it'd be really good just to say hello. So getting towards the end, really important that every one of these successful actions that you take leads to another. Success breeds success and change breeds change. You know, one good thing leads to another, and the habits that we have in our life are so important. You know, that's why I say about the mindset, about making sure that you're doing things that you like and you enjoy and that you're willing to do. You know, that you're taking positive action, that you know where it is that you want to go. You know, because if you want to achieve more, you've got to lift your entire soul. You know, you've got to lift your vibration. You've got to make it so that your soul is singing. Because, you know, you may or you may not believe in positive affirmation or vibration or any of that kind of stuff. But, you know, when you actually get into a state of flow, when you make your soul happy, when you make your heart sing, you know, when you do things that are lighting you up and you've got a vision for where you're going in the future, you've got your goals planned out, you know what you're doing, you know the steps you're going to take, you know you're doing things that make your heart sing and that you don't hate. You know you're working with people who inspire you. Every single day it's easy to get into flow, to have the world will start to bring things to you. The people that you want to work with will start to come to you. The people that you want to hang around will come to you. You know, and the success will seem easy. You know, because when you're doing things you love and you're inspired and you've got direction, everything is easy. You know, so really important, guys, you know, as we start to close up here, you know, get those goals set out. I talk about this almost every week about goal setting. Get your goals set out. Write down what it is that you want to achieve with life. You know, Fleur says there, she really needs some guidance going forward. So many people do need that guidance. Write down your goals. Write down the things that you want to do. Speak to somebody. Find a coach. You know, get an accountability partner. You know, get some people around you in your team, because it's so hard to do it on your own. It really, really is. You know, if you feel that you're stuck, if you feel like you can't see a way out, you know, do reach out. I'm happy to have a chat and help anybody who just wants a little bit of clarity and a bit of structure. Reach out, let me know, we can have a chat. But do start to take some action. You know, figure out what it is that you want to do. The importance of doing things that make you happy is so important. So important to do the things that interest you, that inspire you, that motivate you. Because it's such a common block for almost all of the clients that I work with is their emotions of what they like and what they don't like. So important to either A, manage your emotions and just do whatever it is that needs doing, or to B, just ensure that you create a world around you where you can do all the things that you like, which will be the very best chance you'll give yourself towards success. You know, but that just might mean trying a few things. You know, if it's food, you might need to try a lot of stuff to figure some stuff out, but it also means being open-minded. You know, if it's business, you've got to go and try some things and have some people help you to figure out how to make you able to do certain things. Because obviously not being capable or confident in certain tasks will make you avoid them. You know, and with your relationships, please guys, you know, make sure that we're investing in our relationships and ensuring that we're doing things that yourself and your partner or yourself and your kids or whatever it be that you enjoy, so that you absolutely love spending that time together. Listen, that's it for me today, guys. As always, thanks for watching. It's always a pleasure having you on. We're here every single week, 6 p.m. Perth time. If you've watched this and you've not said hello, please just say hey before you go. If you watch the replay, please do punch replay. If someone needs to watch this, please just tag him in. And if you watch these regularly, like hit your screen, hit the share button or click the share button and share it out. You know, but life is there to be lived. You know, we're there to be inspired and motivated and to live our dreams. And I fully believe that we can do that. Literally all we've got to do is follow our passions. So have a wonderful day, have a wonderful evening, guys, and I'll speak to you all later. Bye for now.